Good afternoon, everyone. Today it's September 21st, Saturday afternoon, although I'm still wearing my pajamas or so. Probably I haven't changed yet, just like my hair not yet tidied. But anyway, as you can see from the title of this video, yes, finally, my family, as in my parents, my mom and dad, and I are gonna move to the UK. So I should have told on several occasions that why we are gonna move to the UK. But in case some viewers don't know, let me do a quick recap. So it started like when my dad early retired on 2023, and already considering like the future of us, like me, whether I'm gonna stay in Australia with just myself, waiting for my parents to come later on. We discussed. I said like, yeah, of course, in the future, if we're gonna stay together, that's beneficial for our family, because I like to, to work in the future in a foreign country that's like not Hong Kong. However, when we go into detail, we realize Australia, it's not welcoming people at my parents' age who are currently both at 57, because Australia more welcome young people like me. If I need to apply for my parents to reunite with me in Australia, that's going to take like 10-ish years, which means by the time my parents finally arrive in Australia, it's going to be like 60 something, almost 70 years old. So Australia, this option, we deleted it from our mind. So we're gonna think about like other countries. Thankfully enough, UK, have our most friends, ex-colleague, also. So we started considering the UK, and after much consideration, this year, like ongoing family family discussions, we finally decided we will be moving to the UK. At this time already, like we got our visa done, sold our house in Hong Kong, already bought our house in the UK, specifically in Leeds, which is like the middle part of England or UK in general. So why in Leeds? Because in Leeds, there are my dad's some of his close friends who they used to go to the same church in Hong Kong before I was born. So thankfully, my dad's friends pretty much like organized the checking the new flat in Hong Kong, also even like helping us to arrange the purchase of where we live in Leeds. And most thankfully, we are staying in Leeds, which is like only 2 flats, literally. I'm not bullshitting, but literally 2 flats away from where my dad friends are living. So that's very good. And you also might wonder why we're gonna leave like that early. Like September. Well, because when we apply our BNO visa, my parents they use their BNO passport, because obviously they were born before 1997. So with the biometric chip on the BNO passport, they can, apply the visa online digitally straight away. Whereas me obviously born after 1997, I have to use the Hong Kong SAR passport. And the most recent update of my passport was before 2019. So depends, probably because of the version of the passport. Probably my passport was a bit older. I could not use the biometric chip on the passport to apply for the visa. I eventually went to the visa application center to physically in person to apply for a visa, and with that reason I have to leave. I have to be in the UK upon the success of my visa application within 90 days. So my visa got approved on June 25th. 90 days from that, including that June 25th is day 0, and the 90th day from that June 25th is September 23rd. So that's why I have to leave by this late September, or in other words, I have to be in the UK on or before, which means by September 23rd. Otherwise, I have to pay £150 or 15,000 Hong Kong dollars equivalent to extend the visa if I want. But obviously, my parents and I don't want to spend extra money. So instead of arriving in the UK supposedly mid-October, we decided to move to the UK earlier as scheduled, now on late September. Well, I mentioned earlier, today is September 21st, Saturday. We are actually going to fly to the UK on September 22nd, Sunday, which is obviously the next day. And as mentioned, we are going to stay in Leeds. Unfortunately, there are no direct flight to Leeds. So we check online when we purchase our one-way flight and ticket, because obviously we don't know when next time we're going to be back into Hong Kong. We checked online, and we could have take a one stop somewhere else than to Leeds, obviously. Yes, but in fact it's more practical for us to fly from Hong Kong directly to Manchester than from Manchester to take public transport or whatsoever to Leeds. That's time-wise and price, it's much better than flying one stop somewhere than to Leeds, which I'm gonna talk about that later in the next video when we are actually flying from Hong Kong to Manchester. So be sure to check that out later. So that's the reason. And what's the requirement traveling to the UK apart from COVID-19 issues, which already obviously no longer in place? You don't need to be vaccinated, you don't need to take whatsoever test before or upon arrival, because it's pretty much already back to normal as usual. So for us, regardless of BNO or Hong Kong SAR passport, like my parents have Hong Kong BNO passport, as well as Hong Kong SAR passport, while I only have Hong Kong SAR passport, we do not need a visa, like a travel visa, to enter the UK. The BNO visa is different, but we don't need a travel visa to enter the UK. So that's as long as you have a valid passport, commonly within 6 months of validity, then you are pretty good enough to board the flight from Hong Kong to the UK, which in our case is going to be Manchester. So some people may aware that I believe from late November, correct me if I'm wrong, from November 28th onwards, the UK is going to introduce a ETA, which is Electronic Travel Authority, to several countries, which now gonna include Hong Kong. You might wonder, like in the future, if you need a ETA to travel to the UK. Yes, you need, but also not for us because BNO visa is an exemption. So as long as you have a valid passport for us, then we are good enough to board the flight from Hong Kong to the UK, specifically and in Manchester. So that's a preview of our plan. Me and my family, my parents, moving to the UK on September 22nd, Sunday, the next day, with the background and also some sort of requirements as well. So hopefully you guys will enjoy the video, like in terms of the information. If you are traveling in the UK soon for whatever reason it might be, give a like to this video, subscribe to this channel, and follow my Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter, so you guys won't miss out the updates during from Hong Kong to the UK in Manchester, and also like our ongoing stay in UK, at least for the upcoming 5 years, because that's the length of the BNO visa. And I will see you guys in the next video. Join me on our flight, not only my flight, but also me and my parents from Hong Kong to Manchester.